Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rakesh Gharat. Welcomes you all on day 4, session 1 on the topic presentation skills. I'm pleased to introduce you to the Mr. Swapnil Kare sir, lecturer, currently lecturer in IIT Department of Government Murtijapur. Sir had completed his graduation from PICT Pune, then completed his marketing MBA from Sinhagad Institute of Management and Computer Application, and then completed his ME from Professor Ramegi Institute of Technology and Research, Badnera. And Sir had published several papers in the international journals. And interest of field is his interest of field is data science and machine learning. Uh, he was worked as a lecturer in the Information Technology Department, Government Polytechnic, Amravati from April 2011 to October 2020, and now he's transferred to Government Polytechnic, Murtijapur in the IT department. So I now request Swapnil Kade sir to continue with his session.
Thank you, Garat sir. Thank you for introducing me to all of you. I'll share my PPT now. The session is related to presentation skills. I personally think that presentation is something that everybody is good at. Just the fact is that everybody is presenting, or everybody is good at presenting something which is of his own interest. Okay, so when I'm saying that I'm giving the presentation on some presentation skills, it doesn't mean that I'm very good at something, or I'm very good at presenting something. Actually, the thing is, what I have learned, or what I have seen from the past experiences that I've gained in 10 years of my teaching area, so that I can give you some zest of it. I'll try to do that. I hope to the best of my knowledge. I think some of you are more learned and maybe practitioners in the presentation area also. But I'll try to teach you, or rather not teach you, I'll try to give you what I have learned from the experiences that I have gained. Okay, now being after doing my MBA and after doing the teaching for 10 years, I think I have come across many facets of presenting many topics, many different topics after teaching long, long for different subjects and different areas. Some of my interest, some of which I have come to learn more. Okay, so I'll start. I'll start with the first slide. uh, what presentation means to you, or to anybody else. So what I think is, what is presentation basically. It inculcates 4 P's of presentation that you have to practice, you have to perform. We are coming in the middle of our slides in that area also. But uh, to to present something is to make your learner or your listener to get the best out of your presentations. Okay, so what you need is actually the tools or the resources to make your presentation better, so that the person who is listening to you or understanding to you, okay, will get an understanding out of you, right? We can have different tools, and obviously the world has gone so far, because pre-pandemic era, if you will see, then we were used to have the whiteboard, or you can also say chalk and board teaching, in which we were having our listeners, like the students which we were teaching, they were in front of us, and they used to have a different feel of what we are telling to those students, or whoever are the listeners to our lecture. But now, once the gear has shifted to the pandemic era, these presentation skills have gained more utmost importance, and you will have to learn them. You will have to get an idea out of how to present yourself in much better way, so that the person, even if he is not visible to you, even if you are doing the Google Meet or having certain softwares to share your presentation, you will have to understand that you will have certain tools that you need to use in order to give your presentation in a better way. So for from my side, I think we have different tools, out of which we mostly use the Microsoft PowerPoint. That takes you can have a software of Microsoft PowerPoint install, Microsoft Office install on your PC, and you can use the Microsoft PowerPoint from that. Mostly, I mean, everybody in these days try to use it, but the thing is how to get maximum out of it. That is most important part. Now when I say that I am using a PowerPoint slide or a PPT, then I must have something which is known as a template. The PowerPoint template is of utmost importance. So when person is using a slide, he must have something that can have an attention of your user. Okay, so you can download the different slides, different fonts, different the animations that you can insert in your PowerPoints. There are certain resources on the web that are available also. Okay, and apart from the Microsoft PowerPoint, there are other agencies which are providing resources to you, one of which is Google Slides. We all know that Google Slides are of such a immense use that you can have your document, you can have your own document which is copied to your Google Drive, and then you will be able to add or delete, or you can edit your slides in whatever way you want it. Okay, you have to have a signed in Google account, and then you can use them. Why I'm telling you this, because mostly people are known to Google Slides and PowerPoint also, but there are certain things that you need to understand, that out of these things you need to get something that will be of uh, use for you as well as for your learners, to get an information out of it, right? So better use of Google Slides, better use of PowerPoint slides is what your makes your presentation more valuable. And you can have you will have to get those skills to how to get maximum out of your out of those slides, so that you can convey your thoughts to your learners, right? Then second thing is you have to kickstart your session, you have to kickstart your presentation in order to get the user attention. See, if you are not getting the user attention at first place, I think you user might be getting bored, or somewhere you might find that user will not be able to cope away with whatever you are presenting to them. Okay, so when I'm starting my presentation with my first slide, okay, I'm here because I love to give presentation. You need to have a catchy expression or something that is catchiest for your user, so that what your user is going to see, he must actually, the thing is, you have to develop the user interest in your presentations. Okay, if your user is not interested in your presentation, uh, I think it will be waste of his as well as your own time. Okay, when you're teaching, see, we are learned professors from different fraternities. Okay, we are different like we are pertaining to different domains, but the fact is every domain has to have some presentation. Okay, and you have to present it in such a manner that you will have to get the user attention for the subject which you are teaching. Okay, so the first or the initial kickstart is an utmost important point in your presentation. So when you are getting started with a, say, with some topic, you need to have an introduction. But with that introduction, you have to get the user attention, which is or which is necessary. So start with the base idea. Okay, So when you start, what is the zest of your presentation? That is important. Okay, when you are kick starting your presentation, you will have to have the first set of slides, or the first initial 2 or 3 slides, that are of utmost importance. You have to start it with the base idea, so that a user will get the idea of what you are going to present, what is the actual core of your subject is. And then you will have to get deeper inside the different contents of your subject. Okay, so since this is the general way of presenting, I'm not getting into any particular topic or any particular details, but whatever the subject which you are teaching, you are better known to that subject. And you have to start, suppose if you are starting certain topic, then you will have to start with the base idea, so that user will be able to understand now that he is going to learn something, or learn the basic thing. And from that basic thing, you will have to develop the concept, develop the idea, and then go on further. Okay, so that those things will be in the user's mind, or the listener's minds, pretty clear, right? Then the big concept. Okay, firstly, bring your attention to the key concepts. Okay, for that purpose, there are certain things that you can use. You can use certain icons, certain illustrations, certain examples that you can give. Okay, suppose if I'm telling, if I'm from the computer domain, and if I'm teaching some topic like sorting or searching, which is used in data structures, so I should have certain illustrations, like the examples of chairs, or the pile of chairs, or other in order to give the example of quick sort, I'll have to give the example of cinema hall or ticket reservation counter rows. So certain examples will give users certain idea that yes, the concept is useful in our normal day-to-day life also. So you will have to bring that attention, or bring the attention of your user on these key concepts. So for that purpose, you will have to use certain animations in your presentation also, certain examples that you can get. The day-to-day or natural examples will also be able to help user to understand the concept better, right? uh, just likewise, I said, in the middle of the presentation, there are going to be the 4 P's of the presentation. These 4 P's includes the presentation strategy, its planning. Actually, what you have to understand is, first, this is a circulatory path. So you have to plan, you have to present, you have to perform, and practice also. Okay, so once you plan your session, after planning your session, you will have to practice it. You have to understand and design the strategy in such a way that you will be able to remain in users mind for a longer period of time. So what are your thoughts, what are your the things that you want to give to your learner? What are the key points in those things that needs to be in the users minds for a longer period of time? So for that purpose, what we actually do, we add some graphics, maybe sometimes we add some text, but remember that you don't overload your user with slides and contents. See, mostly I have seen that people also use full images in your a full image presentation. There is not going to be any text involved in that presentation. That is also a good way, or one way, to communicate your thoughts to user. But thing is, if you try to give certain images and give your complete presentation in terms of images, we know that images are the best way to present your thoughts. But not all the time the core idea is getting inculcated in in the user's mind, or imbibed in his mind. Okay, so you need the audience to listen to you. Okay, but audience cannot listen to you and read the content simultaneously, just like I'm saying right now. And I'm if I'm giving a passage or a paragraph in my presentation, you are not going to read to that paragraph simultaneously, listen to me. So you will do one thing, as a human mind will do one thing at a time. So either it will read it, or it will listen to my voice. Okay, so in that case, you will have to have certain presentation in which you will have to uh, you'll have to make your contents in such a manner that audience will listen to you. Okay, in either you will have to use graphics and text, a combination or an amalgamation of such a form that audience will first listen to you and then read the contents out of the presentation slides that were given to you. In that way, it will make the presentation more effective. So these four P's you need to understand. You need to first plan your presentation. What you have to do, you will have to firstly you'll have to think over what is my topic of presentation, how I'm going to send the message or contents of my presentation to my listener, and then make a strategy out of that presentation, that the number of slides I'm going to make, how I'm going to present those slides, what are the contents that I'm going to add in my slide, how I'm going to make it more effective or visualize it, and and lastly you will have to practice the things. Okay, the practicing is most important part. If you don't practice and try to give an extempore sessions, I have also practiced myself to give in extempore sessions, but extempore sessions, I don't think most of the time are going to give you the correct output, or the correct output in the sense that your listener, he might be getting attended to your sessions, or he might not be, or he might find it so much boring. Okay, so the extempore station strategies are sometimes working or sometimes not working also, and then you will have to perform in such a manner that whatever you have practiced, what are the key holes or loopholes that you have uh, came across in your practice, you are overcoming those loopholes, and then you are giving your best or 100% in your presentations. So you need all these four P's to be planned in such a manner that your presentation is made more effective, and learners will be able to get the idea out of it. Okay, next part. This is a very interesting part. The quotations. Quotations, they are commonly considered as an inspirational means. Okay, so the philosophical thoughts, like most of the readers, the most of the scientists, or some key persons in some subjects or areas, you can have the thoughts of these persons or quoted in your presentation. These quotations will get the user attention more quickly, and they'll try to remember it for a longer period of time. Mostly when we use our when we read our books, if we get some quotation which is some form of catchy quotation, or if it is of some great personality, or given by some greater scientist, then in that case these quotations will be of more inspirational, and it is of more use and make your presentation more effective also, right? uh, then you can also split the contents of your presentation. Mostly I'll find you'll find that people used to give, if you are giving a plain presentation, we mostly use the black and white colors, the white color as a background, because it is a color of milk, or you can say fresh snow. So it is a it forms the it forms the background of your presentation, and along with that white color, if you are using a black color, it is a color of ebony or outer space. Okay, so if you go to space, you will find everything is black, so that is a symbol of elegance and solemnity, and the authority also. So we mostly have the white background and a black
Yes, sir.
yes
Sorry
sir.
to disturb you, sir. Your
Hello.
slides are
Yes sir.
not forwarding, not moving. It is stick on first slide only.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought I'm. Now is it visible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Now it's moving.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay. Let me just move forward again, so you can tell me it is moving or not. Now I'm shifted to. I've shifted myself to second slide. Is it moving now, sir?
Yes, it
No,
is
sir.
on 8th slide.
Okay.
White, black.
White, black. Okay. Okay, fine, sir. I'll try to move it manually then.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. So the I'll continue now. With white color as a background and black color as your font color, you can convey a pretty good or decent message. But that again makes it such a rudimentary or common thing in your presentation. If you need to add some more spectacles or some more interesting things in your presentation, you need to have different colors. So mostly we use the different colors as the colors of your presentation, like yellow, blue, or red, or maybe green, maybe the combination of RGB color formation, or maybe some certain colors. See, in Microsoft you will get uh, uh, most of the different colors as a spectrum in that can be added to your presentation. Even then there are certain color palettes that are given in Google Slides also. They will also help you. You can also have different colors as a template that can be added to your presentation. So again there are different colors. You can also have the combination of colors, just like in this slide also. If you can observe that yellow, then I have made the shade of the background shade of this slide. You can have right corner as red, and then you will move on and make it more yellow on the left side. So likewise you can add different color slides in your presentation. Okay, again there are certain things that you need to understand. You can have your presentation developed in the 2 or 3 columns. If certain idea needs to be placed to your user, you can develop the columns that can differentiate certain things. And mostly if you are giving the illustrations about the differences between 2 3 things, you can have the columns which can be added to your PPT slides. Okay, these columns will convey the message directly. But if you are a user, your message is getting more precisely mentioned in your columns, and it will be directly visible to your user. He will be able to understand what you want to say, right? So making columns in presentations are also most people will do. Then as I said rightly, that picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay, most complex ideas, if they are monotonical, then you need to understand that a user will get an attention through the picture. Okay, a single still image can do the work of 1,000 lines of a paragraph, right? So it makes a user to absorb the large amount of data quickly, right? It is a radical idea that yes, we know that human beings, they are more prone to capturing the pictures, right, than reading through the lines of paragraph. So whenever you see something, you will get the idea that yes, this attention that a user will get from picture is more as compared to what he is going to read through the lines, right? So and again you can have if you are developing your PPTs through a pictorial slide, you can have again an explanatory skills that can be developed. So instead of reading, mostly I have found that people in I think mostly the students, the presentation of students that I have seen most of the times, they go through the presentation line by line. They read the presentations line by line, and those lines they have actually copy pasted on their presentation slides also. So these slides doesn't make any sense, because see, whatever you are telling to your user, he is not going to listen to it. He can read also. Okay, so what is the basic idea that you need to convey? You can pictorially dictate that idea, and then from that idea you can explain in your own words what you want to tell to your user. So it will develop your skills and explanatory skills, as well as give the idea to user correctly. Okay, so that's the most important part. So I think pictures, like pictures are going to make the big impact on users. So uh, if you need to convey a certain message which is of utmost importance, you try to give that message through a picture. It will be conveyed far better as compared to whatever you want to give through a passage or a paragraph, right? Then this thing I want to explain in detail. You can use the Kawasaki's 10-20-30 rule. I hope that you have read about the Kawasaki's 10-20-30 rule. Actually, I'm not following this rule in this presentation also, but it is a rule. The guy Kawasaki, he's a venture capitalist, and I think he has designed this rule as a part of a time saving strategy. Now, what is that 10-10-20-30 rule? It says that no more than 10 slides. Your presentation should have no more than 10 slides, not longer than 20 minutes, and you should use a font of 30 point font. So this strategy, I think, if we try to follow that, uh, mostly it depends on your presentation also, what you whatever you are presenting. So not all the presentations will work on Kawasaki's rule, but mostly the ideas can be conveyed through pictorial format. So if you are following that 10-20-30 rule, I think it is the best way that you can deliver your thoughts to your user, right? And again, you can explain your ideas through charts also. So mostly the charts or graphs that can be inserted from the Excel sheets and Google sheets also. We actually do that most of the times when we are having certain mathematical or statistical calculations. They can be conveyed directly through the graphs and maybe pie charts or other type of diagrams that can be easily helpful for reading. See, again, these charts and graphs will be helpful for reading the information at one go in precise manner, rather than having to give that information in a paragraph. Okay, so inserting the graphs and Excel sheets, it is again from the Excel sheets and Google sheets, it is again best strategy if you need to convey a mathematical form of information or statistical form of an information, right? Then again, if the comparison is to be made in terms of data, you can also have tables added in your presentation. See, tabular information, mostly from my experience, I'm telling you that if I'm see from 10 years I have taught many subjects. So the RDBMS subject or database management subject that I have gone through, I found that the tabular format of data gives you a precise and correct information, and such a pinpointed information which is of immense help. And again, if likewise, if you are working in the database field, you are actually working with the data, right? So you need to get the information out of the data. So each and every cell of your Excel sheet or Google sheet or any tabular data will going to give you the correct result or the correct information, precise information. So your user also getting to understand that the tables that you are showing in your PPT, he will be able to analyze that information quickly. From see, the combination of tables and graphs will definitely help in giving your thoughts to your users. The main idea is to give your thoughts to your user, right? So if we are doing that in some or the other way, that is our the best, that is considered to be our best achievement, right? So when I'm comparing certain things, comparing the data, it is best way to compare it with the tabular form of data, right? uh, then maps. Now mostly this is used by business strategists, and mostly the people who are like teaching some geographical or certain other subjects, or certain subjects that will involve some ecological or geographical data. Then in that case, you can use maps. Maps will help to convey the precise information where certain things are located in the on the planet Earth. Okay, so mostly if the maps are to be used, then they are to be used to give the precise information about the area or locality, right? So mostly we use them, or might be we might be not be, we might not be using them in our daily subjects also, or in our teaching subjects also. But whenever certain things you need to say to your user, or the locality that you need to convey to your user, you can use maps also. Next part I'm coming to is the numbers. See, just like pictures, numbers are also going to be the most important part in a in a PowerPoint presentation. So say if certain number is getting presented, and if you are explaining it in a inner detail, or in a precise detail, or like I can also say, if you are giving the focus on that number, then user will be able to uh, quickly remember that number. And if you are say if you are giving stress on that number will be permanently present in user's mind, right? So when I say I'm giving thirst on the numbers, then there is a certain strategy, or why I'm giving thirst on the numbers, that people actually develop a number sense, right? So mathematical strategists, if they are dealing with the numbers, then why they are dealing with the numbers? Because there's a number sense. It is a phenomena which commonly used, because which is commonly used, because see, if you are in our nascent stages, or if you are in your childhood, you actually see we have all read through the numbers also. We have started our journey from 0, 1, 2, 3, and till now it is continuing. Okay, so when you teach somebody, you teach with the number also. So why we teach with the number? Because again the number sense works there. Okay, so people will know, and they will try to adapt to different situations when a number is exposed to those people, right? So the way of exposing numbers is again an important task. Okay, so if we are giving certain number, and if we are adding a line, yeah, that's a lot of money, right? Or if we are doing some social media presentation, if we are telling user, then yeah, yes, I have 1,85,244 users as a followers, then you can also thirst that, yes, there are a lot of users, and I'm getting 100% success in certain area. This is thing that is getting conveyed more effectively in users mind, or the listener's mind. And the numbers will play its part in the number sense strategy. They are going to play its part. So try to imbibe user with the number, a number that is of utmost importance. Mostly in mathematical sense also, you can have the numbers printed in user's mind, I can say. uh, then personalize your slides. This is from my experience, I'm telling you that yes, personalizing your slides, giving your day to day, or your experience, give your experience to your learners, that will give you or give them more idea about certain topics. See, I'll personally tell you my experience now, since the slide has come that we have come across is personalizing the slides, or personalizing of the presentation. The one example I would like to quote, that while teaching students, the students are always notorious. They are not going to listen to your presentation in a correct manner, or rather I can say in a in like giving 100% of their attention to your slides. Most of the time this happens. And when these things happen, what you can do is you need to make it more effective. You can try to speak with your listeners, try to speak with your students when you are personalizing your slides. So try to give them day to day examples. Here also I would like to give one example. I was teaching my subject of database management, and uh, some 30-40 students were present in a Google Meet session. And certain student, I don't know, or rather I don't want to quote his name. He was annoyingly playing the songs from his mobile, or maybe he must be having some other mobile. He was trying to disturb me. And while doing that, again, what I thought was, I'll first try to warn him. I tried to warn him, but he was not listening. So what I did, when you are using tools like Google Meet or say Zoom, you have the ability to control your meetings. If you are a host of the meeting, you can directly control the meetings. So in Google Meet also, here you will find that you can have host controls, and in those host controls you can also control that whether your users would be able to send chat messages in the chat box, or maybe whether your users they can turn on their mic or audio and try to give or try to communicate with you. So if you are doing a two-way communication, then that is okay, that certain meeting is getting held, and then you will have everybody to talk, that is okay. But if you are doing a one way, or rather if you are telling certain important topic, and if you try to convey that topic to your user, then you can also control your Google Meet through the host settings. So what I try to say is that I feel that yes, you can control your slides, your tools, and try to give the personalized messages or the personalized experiences that you have gained while teaching certain subjects, that will give them more idea about your thoughts, right? Then see, mostly from the computer background, we actually use this concept. If we are showing certain projects, if we have developed certain apps or maybe websites or some other softwares, then we try to teach our students by giving the live demo of these projects. So if you have done certain projects, and if you want to give your listener the idea or how that project actually works, then you can use a mobile, your own mobile also, and show them that yes, this is how it works, certain app or certain website that work. You can use mobiles, you can use tablets also. See, these days tablets play a crucial role. Tablets are such a immense importance that you can have a tablet and a pencil. You can use that tool to show certain details to your users, right? In your tablet also, it works like your book. So it's like you are writing on a book and simultaneously showing to your listener. So these things, they will help to project more details of what you have actually done. If we want to give a demo, we better use these three things: mobile or desktop or any other means by which, if you want to convey that the live demo, if you wish to give, you can do that, right? You can share those links to your user, and they maybe also will be able to do it on their own. uh, then the use of icons and editable shapes. So the thing is, mostly in this presentation also, you might have found that mostly I have used many icons, or icons are certain characters that you can directly use in your presentation. You can resize them without losing quality. So the icon format, the ICO format is there, or if it is in the PNG format, then it won't have the rupturing of the image. The image resizing won't affect the quality, or your quality is not getting lost. So you can use that in your presentation. icons will again convey a better message to your user. Just like I said, picture gives more message to your user, so icons are again a small set of pictures. You can use informatics or diagrams also, certain diagrams which are signals or signs that can be used. Say you can use 2D diagrams and 3D diagrams also. You can use the animation in your diagrams, or rather an animation that can help to show how exactly things are getting work. So if a certain person is from say chemistry background, then if certain reaction is to be shown, then he can design an animation, and that animation will help to to get the user to know that how a certain reaction works, right? You can also see that emojis or icons can be downloaded from everywhere on the internet. Also you can follow this link that is given on the Twitter for Google Docs. They will give you the instructions, so how these icons can work and how you can change or resize them without losing the quality of these icons, right? uh, yeah, then certain times we can use a timeline also. uh, Mostly in certain subjects we can have a timeline inserted in our PowerPoint presentation. These timelines will help to guide how within particular slot the things are getting worked. And again, Gantt charts. Gantt charts are mostly used, we actually use as a computer professionals, we actually use the Gantt charts. Maybe it will be of help in suppose if you want to assign certain tasks to your users, you can use the Gantt charts and you can give them the timeline in the weeks. So how that task is to be completed in certain duration of time. Okay. Then certain other analysis like SWOT analysis, which we used to do, the strength, weakness, threats and opportunities analysis. We can have a user and given an idea that yes, uh, the representation can be done in this format also, that we can add certain graphics like I have given over here. In the circular shape, you can have the break of those circular shapes. You can give whatever the thoughts you need to convey to your user in your own way, right? This is for the example purpose. I'm not giving you the this that yes, we I'm not telling you the SWOT analysis. Actually, this is for an example purpose, like a funnel view. Suppose certain thing you need to show level wise to your user, like you have to talk something about the certain area you have to talk about. You can give first the surface idea or a superficial idea about the certain thing, and then you can go slowly deep down, and then finally will reach to the core part of your subject. So presentation also works in this manner also. Firstly you give the superficial idea to your user, and then you convey the thoughts in a deeper manner when you go further down your presentation. So in this presentation, actually, I'm telling you that I have used the titles and text in the railways typographics and the homemade apple. You have found out that, see here, the design which is given over here. The word design is written in certain handwritten font. That is an homemade apple font. You can download those fonts from fontsquirrel.com. Fontsquirrel.com is a way by which you can download different different types of fonts and the texts or titles if you need to use them in your slides. Okay. Extra resources. I'll talk about certain extra resources now. You can use videos also. If you need to show certain videos, certain things you need to show to your user, then you can use the video concepts or video certain small videos or maybe audio files also to show or to give certain correct information to the user. And again, slides can be made to the templates that you can download them online. There are various enormous websites available which will be helping you in giving the templates, the PowerPoint templates. See, PowerPoint templates have certain visual effects, and those visual effects are of great help for any user. Okay, so thank you for patiently listening to me. I'm very thankful to Dr. Panjabrao Deshmukh Polytechnic for giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts with you. If you have any questions, you can ask me directly.
Any questions from participants? I guess no questions from audience, no questions from participants. Then it's time to formally say vote of thanks to Swapnil Kade sir. Uh, Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our request and delivering on presentation. This presentation very meaningful presentations like first Kawasaki rule, maps, giant charts, views. Uh, these topics or these are important in making the presentations. For this, you are knowledgeable and informative. I am from Dr. Panjabrao Deshmukh Polytechnic. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.